back to the Losing It podcast.
Welcome back, where Heidi
back.
is still in summer and I've transitioned fully into autumn with my autumn mug. And
Well, that's every day, isn't it? Like 3 seasons in one.
And I don't want to see any more of those posts on social media saying I'm clinging on to my margaritas and my sun lounger. Knock it off.
No.
Moving into autumn, and this is what transitioning into the new season looks like.
I am an autumn gal. I said something the other day. I think that I have the reverse of seasonal affective disorder. I have it for summer.
So do I a little bit. I mean, there's nothing like a nice bit of knitwear. And I was chatting with one of my slimmers this morning, and after a very successful weigh-in, we were getting very overexcited about feeling like you want to wear the chunky knitwear after feeling like it was always not something that was allowed for you.
Yes.
If you are top heavy, or if you just struggle with, the weight and when I had the bigger arms and it's a feeling like of course you can wear it, and if you feel confident in it, then you should wear it. But I know that I didn't. And so I feel like it's not something that I'm hiding in. The chunky knitwear is there, and I can kind of just feel the fabric and feel like myself in it, and I feel so much more comfortable. And it's very bad for the bank balance because I'm scrolling Vinted like I'm, opening some kind of knitwear museum.
I may have 2 things from Vinted ready for me to collect. One of them knitwear. Just saying.
You are ready to transition into autumn.
I am. I have been slowly. It's just that the day can't make up its mind, can it, in seasons? And the menopause hot flushes also can't make up their mind.
No, I'm dressing every morning for my 7 a.m. clients because it's autumn, and then by midday it's full summer.
It's full summer
again. Yes.
I know, but it is that difference, isn't it, between using something like an oversized jumper for body armor to try and hide within, to not be,
and
embracing it, wearing it, putting it on, feeling good.
Yes, and I know that these are self-imposed rules, and I know that they're ridiculous. But it is still nice to be able to share that with your consultant, because it's a real win, and it's sharing it with somebody that understands it and values it as being important to you. And that is what really good support looks like. You can say that out in the world, but people probably be quite flippant about it, or you get that kind of almost aggressive backlash of, well, you should have been wearing it before. It would have made no. It's not the knitwear that made me feel good. It was the working on myself and feeling like it was congruent with all of my goals working along the same lines. But they don't listen to the end of that sentence, if you know what I mean. On that note, though, your social media with the wearing it and the styling it, that's something that we were talking about this morning as well, because we were talking about transitioning, and this lady's lost so much weight that she needs to go shopping. Oh dear, how dreadful. But she's enjoying it. Being able to wear jeans is again really freeing. Jeans and a kind of autumn jumper is very novel for her. She's never allowed herself to wear those styles and maybe a bit of color and a bit of pattern before, not hiding in the kind of black leggings and the school run floor length coat.
Yes.
Actually, for her, we're by the coast, so it was a dry robe. She'd been hiding in a dry robe, if you know what that is. It's kind of like the sea swimmer uniform.
I have one. I have a big leopard print one for winter that swims on me, but it's leopard print, so.
Of course you do. Yes. Yeah. And you kind of get changed underneath them, can't you? But the wearing it and the feeling good in it, not always. I mean, just that you really brought the magic. If you don't follow Heidi on Instagram, go and check it out, because they standing there and just putting clothes on, and then the look on your face, the sparkle, you can see it, and I think there is that kind of getting that sparkle back. And if you choose to do that through weight loss, if that's a meaningful part, it is just one part of just uncovering everything that was there, and you can express yourself that little bit more. And as a consultant who specializes in weight loss, it's an absolute joy to see. And I love it when people share that stuff with us, because we can really celebrate with them, and it has nothing to do with the numbers on the scale.
Socials, you will see the numbers may not have moved very much, but I'm back in some clothes that I was not.
I think there is. That's amazing. Sorry, that is amazing though, because I've been watching. I just didn't realize that these were clothes that you were. Oh man, that feeling of getting back into something. I mean, that's even better than.
And also, so every week I've been weighing in on socials, and so has Nelle. So follow us both on Instagram. I had a Halloween dress that Nelle knows I wanted death, but it got too big. It was always a little bit on the big side, so I sold it on Vinted, and it's not a pattern that they produce anymore. And then I found one on Vinted in a smaller size, except It was not the size that fit me right now, but I bought it because I never see them again. And I remember saying to you only 1 week ago, it's never going to do up.
You
I don't
did,
care
and
how much
you
weight
were
I
real
lose,
like
it's
seller's
never
remorse
doing
as well. I can't believe I
up.
sold that one. I could have tucked it in. I
I
could have
could have done
exchanged
it. I
it on
was
it.
so annoyed with myself. I was like, I'm
You really
showing
were.
this. I don't think I'm ever going to do it up. And I can say to people, and this week, it just zipped up
She
somehow.
sent it to me in a private message saying, I don't know how. And it's almost like I had to spell out to you. I think it'd be all the weight you've lost, love. You've totally
This
changed
was the face I
shape.
made. I was like,
Doesn't it go to show though that we do need to knock our heads together sometimes because the number on the scale is low compared to the centimeters lost.
and I
Use
think
your measuring
our
tape is
perception
it?
of that, like
Yes.
what we think the pounds equal the inches, that it's not what we think.
No,
They're not
but
the same.
this is partly why we wanted to talk about this today because it keeps you stuck.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point because unless I lose 5 stone, unless I lose like there's no point. You really hold yourself hostage with not being able to celebrate the progress, and oftentimes you just don't have the oftentimes always almost exclusively don't have the objectivity to do that. We are so self-critical. And I know there's a lot, especially around weight loss medications at the moment, and I'm not slamming weight loss medication at all. I'm actually a really big fan. But some of the processes that go along with it, I do really irritate me because there's a lot of, fast in, out, you just want it to be thin, right? There is very little appreciation for the process. They were trying to sell it to me in the last couple of weeks. Not necessary, but thanks for the offer. It was all based on, and you don't even have to have an appointment. No appointments. Like that was a good thing. And the number one thing that I get from my feedback from my clients are, I love that I can always talk to you. I love that you're
Yes.
accessible. I love that I can always get an appointment. And it really resonated because I was like, but I thought, what? I'm sorry, we're selling and we're not even going to talk to you about it, check up on you, see how you're feeling, work on the progress or make this work for
Help
you.
build your confidence. Look at some
And
of those tattoos.
we're going to essentially gaslight you into agreeing with us that that's a great thing, that's a bonus. It's like, man, that's got to be said out loud on YouTube.
I know, because
It's like, where do I go? How do I go head to head with that?
who else are you talking to about it? There are a lot of things that Slimmers share with me and Nell Slimmers share with her. They're not sharing with other people. They're not sending pictures of their new haircut because they felt so good to everyone in their camera roll because they
They're
feel
also
silly for
telling
saying it.
themselves that it doesn't
They
matter.
shouldn't
It's
feel
only
silly
the
for
way that
saying
they
it.
should feel
Yes.
anyway. So then it doubles down on the shame and yeah, it might be
Well, I was
convenient.
going to say the
And you might have,
shame.
yeah, it does, but it pushes everything back into the shadows and it really feeds into the transformative process of just take yourself away, just remove yourself, just disappear, and then metamorphosize into, I want to say, like, with the dry ice, tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be, and just come back fixed. Just come back having done it from the outside. It
Yeah.
is
Don't tell anyone
predatory.
how you did it.
Don't
Gatekeep that.
you
Don't let other people know how they can also have that
the thing
success. Don't
that
say
is
that out
actually what
loud.
really got me was that there is no
You can see we're
gatekeeping.
getting more and more angry.
I
We're
know.
like,
And
yeah,
another thing. But there is no gatekeeping. Heidi and I are here to
no.
share all of it with you and to celebrate with you, but also to draw on our expertise. We have training in nutrition, we have training in coaching, we have years of experience of working with people who've come at this from every different angle. And our specialism is to bring together all of that as to how it pertains to you and really focus in on how we can best support you. And with that comes some accountability. And that can also be something that makes, even have to have an appointment, look really attractive because it looks like I'm not going to get told off. You're not going to come at me with a red pen. And that, again, it's making accountability, support, taking responsibility. It's robbing you of all the pride that you are allowed to feel in your progress and taking it away from you. It's so disempowering. Yeah, it's convenient, but so is having an appointment with Heidi or I. We're super flexible. We're there in your back pocket. That's what we're offering. And it really disempowers you from being able to own that responsibility because it's done for you. And I know that they're trying to flog it like it's a miracle cure, but you deserve so much more than that. So, yes, it
Yeah.
did really get under my skin.
I know. And that process of having someone to share those things with, someone to remind you that you do deserve to celebrate those things, that you are working really hard, that you do deserve success, that it is all going okay, to build that confidence back in yourself, because that's one thing we often are lacking when we come to the plan. We've lost confidence in our ability to make these decisions for ourselves. I know I certainly was in that place when I started. The process of having that kind of reflection every week with someone who can be objective and then gives you real world practical solutions to just tweak it in the direction that works for you, that makes a big difference to you feeling like you're making progress, to you feeling confident and being able to have the skills to keep it off.
Absolutely.
It all
And
works
the confidence,
together.
the pride in taking that responsibility for yourself and
Yes.
reminding yourself how capable you are, that this isn't
Yes,
being
that's the
done,
big one.
that this isn't being done for you. And it does matter that the zip goes up, but not just because you look thinner from the outside. It's so much more than that, because that's also goes hand in hand with, I missed the bus, so I walk to the next stop. Now, so many people who've struggled with obesity would struggle to say that out loud, because they would be told, they would be hit with a world of, yeah, that doesn't matter, you should have been able to do that anyway. It's a tight spot to be in, and you deserve the freedom to work with somebody that is going to work with you more holistically than just offer you convenience in discreet packaging to your door. It pushes weight loss again, and dieting, something that you can be out and proud about, something that you can be super pragmatic about. You can feel fantastic in chunky knitwear at a size 26. You can also want to do it at a size 16, and that can be your goal. Like, we can respect people everywhere. And actually, what a lot of marketing that's happening around weight loss at the moment is going back down that push it down, don't say it out loud. And as a feminist, go back to shrink yourself,
Yeah.
not just physically, but in just shrink yourself. Don't talk about it out loud. Don't say it. Be ashamed of it. You're not supposed to celebrate because you're supposed to be thin anyway, or something like that. It's something like, we live in a
It does
society
prey
where
on that.
you're expected to be thin, but you're also not allowed to diet. So
Yes.
riddle me that.
Yeah. You should lose weight, but not that way. Don't do it like that. No, that's not what I meant. There's a lot of that narrative coming at us, and it pushes us down the shame route. And the more they want us to hide, the bigger the shame grows, the more you get stuck, the more paralyzed you feel. And unfortunately, for a lot of us, which is what happened to me, the more the scale goes up and the bigger we get and the more we try to hide, ironically. And you don't need to do that. One, you don't need to hate yourself thin. You don't need to hate yourself at all. You don't need to be upset with yourself at whatever point you're
And
at.
you
You can
and you
still
don't
be
have
feeling
you don't have
good
to
about
end up as
yourself,
a
but
size.
want to move to a healthier place.
Yeah,
That's
and you don't
okay.
have to end up as a size zero. You don't have to every last single pound that the BMI chart says that you should. We're
I
not
have
here
so
to
many
grind
opinions
you
about
down.
BMI. If you do research on BMI, it will infuriate you. We are here to get you to a place where there is freedom from the mental overwhelm. You feel good. You feel like you can do things that you want to do in life. And weight is not part of that
And
decision.
how can I ever advise you and help you recognize where your goal is if it is nothing more than a number?
Yeah.
And very actually, we never get to goal because it's a number. Not in my 10 years
No,
experience doing this. We do it for the chunky knitwear. We do it because we can walk home and it didn't matter that the bus didn't
we
turn
do it
up.
because we want to buy a scooter. That's what happened to one of my slimmers. She
That
did
sounds
fabulous well.
brilliant.
She bought herself a little scooter. She's zipping around the coast. She went to yoga. She started taking the dog to agility. She bought fancy, snazzy leggings that she absolutely loved that she didn't think used to be for her. Like, all of these things, basically putting colour back into your life in
Yes.
all the respects, and you
Sometimes,
deserve
sometimes
that.
it's about not wanting to carry the overwhelm. I don't want to think about this anymore, because sometimes you can't read a book. Think of all the books that you haven't read, all the books you haven't written. Think of all the things that you haven't done because of the time that it takes up. Now, if you look fixed from the outside, but you are still locked in that place, that's not helped. It's only come at it from one go. And I think the laser focus on the end result, weight loss has become, there's been a lot of talk on social media about it returning to being the thinnest that you can possibly be. And we're a lot of people, our sort of age, are drawing similarities with the 1990s and the way that toxic. And if you have been following us for a
And
long
what
time,
affected us, and why a lot of us are struggling with our weight, is that era.
And if there had been women like us out there going, absolutely not, that's not who we are, that's not what we're doing, and that's just because we work in weight loss, don't tarnish us all with the same brush. Actually, I think we do need to be here saying this loudly, that that we are not, there is no, we're returning to a culture where if you are overweight, there is that assumption that you want to lose it. There
Yes.
is also that, and that can also keep people stuck because they don't know how. They're just meant to transform themselves into an after picture. And there is no process. There's very little process that goes along with that. And I've built the last 10, 15 years of my life of being the best support that I can possibly be, to do it once and do it well, so that you can write the books, you can read the books, you can do all the, sometimes it's not for all the physical agility type things. Sometimes it's for the peace
Yes.
of having figured something out, the pride in having done that for yourself, the responsibility, taking the responsibility, taking the action, and all of the unknown things that you're not even aware yet of, just the freedom
The
of not having to
freedom
do
is
that
why I
anymore.
started the plan.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't think about it another day. I couldn't make a decision about it for myself. And just one more decision, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I want to be free of this. And that is why I did the plan. And it's also why I became
I
author.
think it's the process that it's never cast iron, of course, but it's the process that guarantees the freedom in the long term. Let's
Yeah.
do it once, let's do it well, let's work some stuff out along the way. And that runs the gamut from talking it through to figuring it out to the practical side of things.
Yeah.
It's all of those things. So, if you are feeling stuck, pick up the phone,
Yes.
be brave, say it out loud, because we just don't want you to be stuck. And if we are feeling overwhelmed by the change and the shifts that are going on with weight loss culture out there at the moment,
Yeah.
where does that leave you? And if what the worst thing that we can let them do is divide us, because that's what I'm
Yes.
seeing,
That's what they're trying to do.
is not valuing that support, behaving like not having to talk to Nell is a selling point, not having to, come to your appointments with Heidi is a bonus, is a plus. What they're dividing us, and we live in a very divided world at the moment. And the best thing we can do is to fight back by coming together.
Yeah. Yes. Because excuse me, I tried to do it on my own for years because I should have been able to do it. That's what my brain said. And actually, what it took was getting good support and being able to say those things out loud and being told, "You're okay. That happens to everyone. You're fine. That's totally acceptable." Been going, okay, all right, maybe I'm all right, and
That's
maybe I can
normal.
do
That is
this.
part of figuring it out. And don't forget, whilst we're looking at the scales, we're also figuring it out.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what me, if you can't tell, that's what me and Nell are passionate about. So
It's also why you started as a slimmer. I started as a slimmer. We all started as a slimmer.
the same
It's
reason.
since then that we have embraced, it is appreciating the experience that we had. And so we go away and we learn the role and we upskill and we do know about nutrition and
We
we
know
do
how important
about
it is to provide that
coaching and
role.
we do, all the counseling. We are who we say we are, and we're not trying to, I don't know what the end of that sentence is. I think it's
No.
difficult sometimes to believe that the
Yeah.
support is what we're offering.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda that is holding people hostage at the
Yeah.
moment, more than we have seen in recent times.
And we're coming at it from a very realistic perspective. We're in the real world strategies. We know what it's like out there. We know how hard it can feel to be stuck and it all coming at you. And we're here to be that little haven and work out a plan that works for you with good support that makes a real difference. So if that is something you timed with anything in this video and you're like, yeah, I think that I would like to do that, our contact details are always in the description below. You can contact either me or Nell, and we are happy to run through anything. We offer a free, no obligation consultation, initial consultation. We'll run through the plan. You can ask all your questions. We can make sure you understand it, and then we can go from
And we
there.
can go. That's the thing. The moment you start, there's no looking back, because
No,
this is you doing something about it.
and you'll
And
feel
we're
so
not
much
always
better.
we're not always as militant as this. I mean, we are very passionate, but we, you know, we do
Yeah.
also put our soapboxes away sometimes. We have lots of videos on here that is just explaining the kind of nuts and bolts of how it all works. There is a lot of mystery surrounding weight loss as well, because we're all being encouraged to not talk about how we did it. It was just, you know, like just sort of, you know, I did a post on this recently, just kind of like I was just watching my portions. I'm like, dude, you did not lose 7 stone from just, you know, watching your portions. You know, get real. Come on. It's time that we broke down some of those barriers and we were more honest and more candid with each other about what this looks like, what it takes, and we're better together. We're stronger together.
Yeah.
It is the tide that lifts us all. Do not be shamed into the shadows, please.
No, stick together. Shame flourishes in the dark, but
Mm.
it dies in the light.
Absolutely. And you deserve that. Absolutely, hands down, whoever you are, you deserve that. I mean, if you're here and you're listening, then you know the want is never in doubt.
No, you could not want it more because we know that's how that works, and we were you.
And you
We
deserve
know
it.
that
You know,
you,
it's
the determination, the want, you know deep down you could do it. It's just taking that first step. That is the hardest. But once you've done it, we've had that little chat, you'll be like, oh, I could do that. And then we'll just get moving. No
well,
pressure,
she
no
seems to
wild
think. I
promises.
get that feedback a lot. She
Yeah,
seems to think. I came away from that. She seems to
seems
think
to
that this
think
is
it would be fine.
that we can do it. You
Yeah.
can do it. The weight loss is a formality. You just have to say it out loud. You're allowed to say it out loud.
Have a lovely week. We'll be back again very soon and we will see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.